Well, I was a bookworm when I was a kid, so I spent every recess in the library. My first love was literature, my second was music. Eventually, I collected psychology and art history as part of those, and then have become fascinated by world history since then. And I see them all as being complementary threads that together weave this tapestry of what it means to be human. And to know each of those threads and each of those strands and how they go together makes life so rich. Love, Longing, and Madness looks at three figures from the Romantic era of music. Clara Schumann, Robert Schumann, her husband, and Johannes Brahms. Clara was one of the world's great concert pianists, and it was actually in his quest to be as good of a pianist as Clara that Robert Schumann moved into her household, studied piano with her father, who was her piano teacher. He crippled his hand and ended up, for us, thankfully, going the route of composition instead. But their tumultuous relationship was filled with so many moments, so many obstacles. Her father didn't want her to marry him. And the longing that they felt over the years that they pursued their courtship before they finally received court permission to get married inspired some of Schumann's most ardent musical compositions. As a mature couple with many children, a young man came into their lives, and Robert, as the editor of a music journal, championed that young man and said, "Here is the heir to Beethoven." Well, that young man was Johannes Brahms, and he too fell desperately in love with Clara Schumann, and their correspondence is one of the sweetest friendships you'll ever read about. During her husband's descent into madness, Brahms was the family friend who would go to the insane asylum, and he helped her with the children. He was the godfather for their last child. At the end of his life, Johannes Brahms said about Clara that she was his life's noblest aspect, that their relationship was the most meaningful thing he had experienced. And the music that was written back and forth between these people, from Brahms dedicating works to Schumann and Clara, from Clara dedicating her music to Robert, and Robert writing love songs to Clara, that music will be the focus of that salon. So love songs, love stories, and love letters, just in time for Valentine's Day.